Hey everybody, it's your friend and your guy and your favorite Steam Deck fan who does not yet have a Steam Deck, Gardiner. Today we're going to talk about more Steam Deck news. I had a couple comments asking me how long I'm going to milk the Steam Deck, and the answer to that question is I'm actually not milking the Steam Deck. I'm talking about the most profound game change in the PC gaming space. And we're going to talk about that in this video because a couple of outlets have received the Steam Deck. I am not one of them, and I'm a little salty about that. But So the Fox, Gamers Nexus, and LTT have released hardware reviews, and we've learned quite a bit. So let's talk about this. But the problem is, despite what we have learned, there's still a ton more to come, which is cool. I mean, I like kind of this like meeting out of information, but Valve, I really just want to know about the software because that's the thing I'm most excited about. So first of all, Valve sent the Steam Deck to 3 outlets under the condition that they only talk about the hardware and 7 games. Those titles are Control, Devil May Cry 5, Forza Horizon 5, Portal 2, Dead Cells, Ghost Runner, and Street Fighter 5. Now, they were not allowed to talk about or even show the new SteamOS 3 or any of the Steam Deck's UI. So what we learned was pretty much performance, thermals, and power delivery stuff. And while it is really kind of cool, it's nifty to see, I'm really not interested in that stuff. For me, I'm more excited in the actual day-to-day gaming aspects of the device. Specifically, I'm really excited about the UI. I'm a user experience guy. That's what I do for a living. I make websites. So the idea of them having the Steam Deck and not being able to show off the UI kind of a little irksome to me because I'm more of an experienced person. But whatever, here's the thing. Despite the limitations on what they could talk about for software, we did actually pick up a ton of interesting tidbits. LTT called the Steam Deck the most innovative gaming PC in 20 years, maybe more. So the question is, why? First, because in all but a few handful of exceptions, the Steam Deck handily beat out all other handheld gaming PCs on battery life. Secondly, because the Steam Deck has a controller and ergonomics that simply don't suck compared to the competing devices. It actually, from all reports, feels pretty good to hold. Third, because the Steam Deck has performance that punches well above its form factor, handily beating out the Aya Neo and other handhelds in the majority of instances. And where it does fall behind, it should actually be easily addressed in future software updates and driver updates. Fourth, because the Steam Deck is living up to Valve's promises of speedy SD card load times, claims that nobody thought were realistic, but which have surprised Linus and other reviewers. And coming from the Linux world, it didn't really surprise me that SD card performance was going to be good, but I can understand why a Windows user would expect SD card performance to be utter trash. Fifth, because the hardware is under your complete control. The Fox pointed out that you can get 20% better frames per second performance by parking 2 of the 4 CPU cores when playing Control, which actually boggles the mind, but was backed up by his testing. Finally, the 6th reason is that there's nothing like it on the market. I mean, yeah, there is the Aya Neo and the GPD Win series, but these devices are really not competing with the Steam Deck. They are often 2 or 3 times as expensive as the Steam Deck, which right there puts them in an entirely separate product category. They're also running Windows, which is a desktop operating system, and to put it lightly, Windows is an extreme waste of resources on a good day, and for the most part, the other devices are coming with entirely off-the-shelf components. By comparison, the Steam Deck is a bespoke piece of kit with a semi-custom APU, with drivers written collaboratively by Valve and AMD to maximize both performance and battery life. The Steam Deck has thermal airflow designed to maximize comfort in the hands and keep the device quiet. The Steam Deck ships with a fully custom operating system built from the ground up to play games and provide an open and rock-solid API experience for developers. And all of it is priced like a console. It starts at $400. That sits comfortably between the MSRP of the Xbox Series S and X. And that's if you can buy them at their market value right now. The Aya Neo starts at $925, and the Pro variant starts at $1,215. And look, the Ionea Pro has better specs on paper, yet when it saw frame rate victories against the Steam Deck in the Fox's testing, they were modest at best. But when the Steam Deck won, it quite handily trounced the competition, which makes me wonder, like, what is the value proposition here? At 3 times the cost for the Ionea Pro, I simply don't see a compelling value in the Ionea at all. It's really no wonder that Linus has said that the Steam Deck has no competitors. It's because it doesn't. But that's enough of me ranting and gushing about all of the benchmarks and whatever. Let's move on because there's other things that I want to talk about. Nearly 300 games on Steam are now ranked as verified. This is exciting news. So if you're not familiar, the Steam Deck Verified program is a Valve initiative to ensure buyers' confidence when making purchases for the Steam Deck. There are 4 categories: verified, playable, unsupported, and unknown. When you download and launch a verified game, they won't have any issues running and it'll just play great. The verified category is meant to provide a console-like experience on the deck. The playable category doesn't quite meet the verified threshold. Maybe it doesn't have the right controller glyphs on the screen when you're playing with a controller. Maybe the text is a bit small on the deck's 7-inch screen. Whatever the case may be, you might need to do some tweaks in order to get the game to play properly on the Steam Deck. Unsupported games mean that the game just doesn't work on the Steam Deck. A lot of these titles are actually VR games right now. And finally, unknown means that the game hasn't been tested yet. Valve has hired a team of people who are going through every game on Steam in order to rank each title against these criteria. This is a huge investment of money and time and resources on the part of Valve, and they are investing it into their platform. And it seems like this initiative is gaining steam. There are now 294 games on Steam that have received the verified status, and 194 games that have received the playable status. Verified titles include Hades, Stardew Valley, Baba Is You, Psychonauts 2, Inside, Dying Light, Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, Spelunky 2, Jackbox Party Pack, and a ton more. It's also interesting to note that both old titles like Doom 2 and Splinter Cell Chaos Theory and the like are getting as much love as modern releases like God of War. All of those, by the way, are Steam Deck verified. Hey, so I just had to cut in here with some voiceover because before I was about to publish this video, it came out that there's actually a whole new batch of games that have received Steam Deck verified status. If we go over to SteamDB and we click on platforms, you can see that there are now 309 Steam Deck verified games. And there are now 211 playable Steam Deck games. And I mean, this is pretty exciting stuff. Valve's chugging through this. And a new thing that I've noticed too is that there's a little deck logo next to these platforms here, which is actually really handy. That wasn't here. I looked at this a couple days ago and that deck logo was not there. So that's really awesome to see. And the Linux logo is there too. So we are differentiating between Linux and Steam Deck. And I think that that's important. I think that it's really important to differentiate that because, you know, Tomb Raider has a Linux version. It also is compatible with the deck. Anyway, back to the video. I'm interested to know what you guys think about the Steam Deck Verified program. Are there games that you would like to see receive a verified status? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, literally, I was about to upload this video and then I realized I missed one of the biggest topics this week. And it happened like just a little while ago, a couple hours ago. Valve is publishing the freaking CAD files for the design of the Steam Deck. What? That is amazing. I saw this meme, which makes me laugh to no end. Sony, no, you can't make faceplates for the PS5. That's misuse of our intellectual property. Valve, I know nobody asked, but here's the CAD files for the Steam Deck. Go nuts. Oh boy. Yeah, this is so great. This is the kind of stuff that proves that Valve really does. It just is a different breed of company. Like they don't, I mean, whatever. I'm just so excited about this. You can actually download the CAD files. They're licensed under the Creative Commons non-commercial license. If you want to make something commercial out of their design, they just say contact us and they'll probably end up giving you permission if you want to make something cool for the Steam Deck. But Yeah, this just shows that Valve really does care about their community, and they've like basically open sourced these CAD files. That's pretty awesome. The other thing that I wanted to talk about really quick is that the Fox just posted his video. He was able to actually eke out 8 hours of battery life from the Steam Deck. What he did was he throttled his GPU on the Steam Deck to 300 megahertz, and then he throttled all cores to 400 megahertz, and then was able to passively cool. So he shut off the fan on the Steam Deck. The potential here is pretty crazy to me, because it shows that, you know, the community is going to be able to maximize battery life. But what will happen when, you know, developers are like, let's maximize our performance for the Steam Deck? They'll be able to work with Valve to create custom profiles so that when the game launches, it'll, you know, throttle the CPU, the GPU, in a way that gives you better performance. That is so exciting to me. And the fact that we have control over that too makes me very happy. Anyway, back to the video. And the last story that I wanted to talk about today is the fact that Epic doesn't seem to trust their own anti-cheat solution. Even though the head honcho over at Epic, Tim Sweeney, said that the Steam Deck was, quote, an amazing move by Valve, and even going so far as to praise it as being a, quote, open platform where users are free to install software of their choosing, he's been more protective of the company's biggest cash cow, Fortnite. See, Fortnite isn't on Steam. You have to download the Epic Store to your PC in order to get your hands on their cartoonish battle royale. And Epic Store isn't on Linux yet. The issue, though, is not that Epic Store isn't on Linux, because us Linux gamers have been launching non-Linux software for decades, and Proton would quite easily and transparently make Fortnite playable, if it isn't for anti-cheat, that is. See, Easy Anti-Cheat and Fortnite are owned by Epic, and Fortnite uses EAC to protect itself against cheating. So since Epic is hard at work making EAC available on the Steam Deck, Tim Sweeney was naturally asked by Twitter user Stormy178 if Fortnite would come to the Steam Deck. Tim's reply, Fortnite? No. But there's a big effort underway to maximize Easy Anti-Cheat compatibility with the Steam Deck. Blastermaster77 asked, why not? And Tim Sweeney said, we don't have confidence that we'd be able to combat cheating at scale under a wide array of kernel configurations, including custom ones. Then Linux guy says, newsflash, CEO does not trust his own product, to which Tim Sweeney replied, with regards to anti-cheat on the Linux platform supporting custom kernels and the threat model to a game of Fortnite size, yes, that's exactly right. Then MustSpell21 says, admit it, you just don't like your star game on the rival's platform. And then Tim replied, Epic would be happy to put Fortnite on Steam. We wouldn't be so happy to give Steam 20 to 30% of its revenue for the privilege. Supporting Steam Deck hardware is a separate issue, but the market for non-Steam hosted games on limited availability Steam Deck hardware is how big exactly? Suffice it to say though, Tim Sweeney doesn't trust his own product to do its job. Now he's blaming custom Linux kernels, but honestly, I think that's a line of crap. Your average gamer is not going to have the know-how to enable a custom kernel, and the folks who do have that ability will probably find other, less invasive ways to cheat if that was their goal. I honestly think that Fortnite will come to the Steam Deck once its market share has increased and it has proven that it's a viable platform. But I would like to know what you think. Not just about Fortnite, but of any of the topics that we discussed today. Sound off in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you do enjoy these types of videos, hit that like button. It really helps us out. It lets us know that this is the kind of content you'd like to see. With all that being said, I want to give a special shout out to my patrons and my YouTube members, without whom I wouldn't be able to do this. So thanks guys, I really appreciate it. If you believe in the work that I'm doing and you want to help support this show, you can join the 100+ other Linux warriors who have already pledged their support down in the links below. I think that's going to do it for now though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.